Hello everyone. Okay, no, we were all complaining about the referee. I don't know if you guys watched it, but let's check out and see how the referee did, and then you judge for yourself. Yes.
This speech is my recital. I think it's very vital to rock around. That's right, on time. It's tricky. It's the play. Here we go.
I did think as well that like the referee was throwing out the yellow cards and red cards like colored paper.
Really poor, man. First half, if he like keep it down a bit, right, they won't fight that much. You have to like keep maintaining without showing the straight away show for 2 no good reasons and then 1 red. Beautiful.
It's not a bit masochistic. I'm very scared. So what do you think of the ref?
Well, same as him lah. I mean, he didn't control the match really well, but you know, the match was deep. Yeah, and eventually it degenerated into a wrestling match lah, as I was saying, and someone stole my lines.
Me. And street to rock around, that's right, on time is tricky. Oh, we said tricky. And street to rock around, that's right, on time is tricky. We don't use drugs, but to assume on your own. They offer coke and lots of dope, but we just leave it alone. It's like that, y'all, but we don't quit. You keep on rock shot, 'cause this is it.
Definitely actually demanded more of a red card than any of the others.
Yeah. If that's not a red card, there shouldn't be
else
any
is
red card.
That's it, man. I mean,
It's completely deliberate, right?
It was Cantona reminder.
he never went for the ball. He went for the guy. He kicked
for the guy's
him. He
ass.
started showing.
Oh, are we allowed to say that?
Maybe he
His
went.
posterior.
He did derriere.
Maybe he did. Maybe he was aiming for the ball.
Nice one.
Yeah, both of them actually.
Yeah, the man plums. Okay, so we have. Okay, I don't know if that's allowed either, but okay, Hybrid, I can agree with you that your team dominated. It's still a draw. You can have 60, 70 or even 80% possession, but they just can't score. And say United need a penalty to win. It was a clear-cut penalty.
I don't know about clear-cut penalty. I don't think the Everton fans thought it was. I don't think the neutral fans thought it was. It was pretty soft. I agree with you.
I'm sorry when I disagreed with you.
That's why I said the neutral and the Everton fans.
If you would have seen it carefully, even I felt at first it was not a penalty until I see it again. Guy missed the ball. He went for the legs, just like the second one.
Fine, it may have been a penalty, but what about the pull on Lescott by Ferdinand? Towards the end.
That was both were actually pulling. If you're looking at it,
Yeah, so I mean, benefit of the doubt should
when
go to
when
the
both are
attacker.
pulling, that's it.
Yeah, benefit of the doubt should go to the attacker.
No,
so.
definitely not.
No,
I
the
think
point
it's,
is, if he's going to
If he
give
put his hands up,
something for the slightest thing,
Real
then
pulling
that should have been
down.
given as a penalty.
I'll ask you a question.
That's why we're talking about consistency with the refereeing.
So
It's just like Riley.
If you talk about
there was no consistency.
If you talk about consistency, okay, United got that first penalty. The second one should also have been a penalty, because even the presenters were saying that just because United had a first penalty, the second one you won't get it. It's true. It always happens. It doesn't have to be a United game. It can be any other game. I've seen it before. They always let it happen. Why? That's the way. Because if you're playing a home game, if it's Liverpool, you get the first penalty, and after that, you don't get the second penalty.
I think
it happens.
I think
No, this is
it's
no,
the
this is-
United fans alone on this
No,
one.
I'm not talking about, whether it's United, whether it's Liverpool, whether it's Chelsea. It is just the referees. From day one when I've been here, I've always complained the referees are really making a lot of mistakes. This is the worst thing because you can actually kill the game, number one, or you can even kill the team.
Agreed.
Yeah, that's the worst thing.
But if you did a neutral poll across the fan base and asked which team gets the most undeserved penalties at their home ground, I guarantee you top of the list will be United. I'm not saying that it's true or not, but this is the perception.
This season,
sure ain't Spurs.
Well, sure. Okay, question to both Marc and Edwin. You guys have been, in sports. You are familiar with, writing for sports and everything. What are the chances that there is Kelong in the EPL?
I don't know about Kelong, but I think truth is for referees to feel the pressure. At Old Trafford, at grounds like Old Trafford and stuff like that. I think that's a reality. I don't think it's an exaggeration to say that that Manchester United's gotten away, with some questionable refereeing decisions, over the years. I agree with Ben there. You poll majority of the football fans out there, I would say so. Having been at Old Trafford itself, I sometimes think that the atmosphere is intimidating. You're there. You're
Hello, the fans are scary.
I think
riot group mentality.
Honestly, think about it. Manchester United has benefited from very bad refereeing decisions, over the years at Old Trafford, especially. The first one that comes to mind is when Spurs, had the goal that was disallowed when 26,000 miles away. I saw Pedro Mendes' ball go across the line, and the referee didn't
Arsenal's
see it.
Run being ended by Rooney diving.
I'm telling you. There's probably some truth that Kelong, I don't know. I think there's no real evidence of that. Of course, there have been some cases of bribery and things like that in the EPL. From your Bruce Cobbler days and stuff like that, there have been things like that. But referees, I don't know. Without any real evidence, I'm not gonna even
go there.
Not even gonna go there.
Yeah.
But put it this way, I don't want to go there because it makes all this pointless.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So I don't want to go there. Maybe it's true, maybe it's not. But if it is, it really is like we might as well go back to watching WWE. Honestly, you know what I'm saying? It's something not worth contemplating because it really then we might as well talk about some Korean drama.
I put it to you that
somebody stole your puppy.
No, I put it to you that referees are as human as anybody else, and they make mistakes like anybody else would. You find top-class footballers would pass the ball badly from time to time as well. Referees make mistakes, and maybe just like goalkeepers, when they make a mistake, it's just worse than anybody else making a mistake. And I think that's probably a situation here. Mike Riley, he's got a lot of flack for being a referee, and I think he had a terrible game. He has a lot of terrible games.
Well, okay, so referees being bad, what about coaches? Now, I want to talk about coaches and who do you think is going to still be a coach after this season? Well, let's take a look at some of the coaches who might actually not be around. These are some that have been thrown about, some names. Avram Grant has been rumoured to actually be coming back. And Scolari, he was actually really teary yesterday. Did you see the interview after? He actually looked teary when he lost. Tony Adams, definitely on the chopping block.
Definitely.
And
He's
Rafa,
going to be Arsenal's number 2.
Really? And then Rafa, everybody, a lot of Liverpool fans want Rafa out. So I don't know about other coaches. What do you guys think? Marc, your take.
It all depends with the new consortium coming into Liverpool. If the whole Middle East money is going to come in, they may want to shake up. They literally.
Shake up. Nice one. Honey,
thank you. They may want to bring in their own guys, or they may want to, as like what's happening at Man City, they may want to bring in a player or two that the manager will not want to agree, and things might change there. But as I don't see even Scolari, I don't really think he'll go just yet.
Really?
Yeah, look at.
They'll be foolish to get rid of him.
Yeah. I think they'll probably give him a year, and the fact that this whole season, Abramovich has been quite quiet, and I think he's got other things on his mind than football at the moment.
But Mourinho performed even better, and he was gone in a flash, though.
Yeah, but Mourinho was. Was
live wire.
Yeah, he doesn't get a lot.
Put it this way, Rafa Benitez performed.
Not
Rafa. Avram Grant performed better, to be honest.
There you go.
Because Avram Grant took over the team. I've said this
and
before.
wins.
When they were down there, not at a level playing field, when they were low, and brought them up. So I mean, like I said, I
and he's good friends with the owner,
So I mean,
it seems to be like Chelsea player power is a big thing. You know, this Lampard and Terry are basically running the show, and that's not always good when you have a manager. So it's going to be a bit tough to whoever's going to take Chelsea at the next level. But at the moment, I don't see any changes in the top 4, the top 6 or top 7 clubs.
What about
I don't know. Villa. Everton have been very unlucky. I think so.
I mean,
I will hold my hands up. I will hold my hands up and say they should have beaten Arsenal. That's where we could have lost. Not the West Ham game, but the one against Everton, we should have lost.
I thought Liverpool would have lost to Everton. Actually, we were playing.
Well, as an Everton fan, let me state categorically that our season objectives have been met. First, we're probably going to stay in the league. Every year, that's the main thing. Second, we've lost to United, giving Liverpool. We've lost to United, giving United the edge, and we drew against Liverpool. So chances are Liverpool will not win the title, and that's all we care about.
I see. Okay, and well,
I'm going to say you sound like a Spurs fan.
I'm a realist.
Well, like he was saying, staying in the league and all, so that would bring us to Spurs.
Okay,
so
ever since the first time I've been on this show, what did I say? And everybody here disagreed with me and said, Spurs are not going to go down, Spurs are not going to go down. RJ, you said, come Christmas, if they're still in the same position, I get worried. Well, it's past Christmas, it's well into the new year. They're still in the same position, they are 2 points off relegation zone. I don't know, they played a great game against Stoke. First half, I think that was the team that, all Spurs fans would look at and say, why haven't you been playing like this the whole season? And then against Bolton, suddenly everything just fell to pieces, I think 3-2 was a flattering score for Spurs, to be very frank. We played great for 3 minutes of the game. We scored 2 goals.
Oh wow,
and that was it. Yeah, except that we couldn't defend and prevented the other 3 goals from going in.
And even though you got a new keeper,
was Kudicini in goal?
Kudicini was in goal. I think Kudicini, none of the goals were his fault. None of the goals were his fault, and he's a decent keeper. He was a good signing for Spurs. But
why did he go there? He should come to Arsenal.
But your boss doesn't want to sign old players.
Yeah, that's true.
But I think the way Spurs are going, I don't know. It's dangerously close now. It's dangerously close.
Well, you guys made it to 14. You're out of the bottom 5.
It's 2 points from the bottom 3.
But for the first time, I actually think Spurs are going to make it. Sorry, I don't mean to. I've been the one saying I think they'll go down.
Hope.
No, it's not that, because they are only 2 points off the bottom, but everyone else is struggling. And I can see them. All it takes is one win every 1 or 2 games, and I can see them doing it, especially with the players they brought in.
How many times this season that one win would have catapulted us to safety and relative comfort of mid-table, and we never got that one win. That's because we haven't strung 2 wins in a row together for the longest time.
It's tough to actually see it happening. I mean, Modric is actually playing a lot better now, and I think the team's just needing 1 or 2 more games to just really get.
I think Harry will do a special Harry Houdini act. He will do it. He will do it. He's got this knack about doing something like that.
Spurs is, at the end of the day, what you have right now is a defense that can't defend set pieces. So every team that comes to play Spurs will know every corner, every free kick, we're going to score against them because they can't defend set pieces, which is what happened at Bolton.
And more than knowing it is that belief that we can get it.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's what was happening to Arsenal. For every team was going there saying we know we're going to get something. Yeah. And that's one good thing about their run. Arsenal are 10 games unbeaten, They've actually tightened up the defense now, and I think people are not giving credit for them. It's just how they need to score. Adebayo really has selling Man City come in for 30 million.
I mean, if you watch the Carling Cup semi-final, with Spurs play, I say both legs, even the game that Spurs won 4-1, both legs, Burnley outplayed Spurs completely, and we're talking about Burnley, we're not even talking about Manchester United or Chelsea or Liverpool. We're talking about Burnley. Burnley completely outplayed us off the park, in the first half at White Hart Lane, and in fact, they were really unlucky not to have gone through in the second leg. They should have gone through. Every Spurs fan that I was with on the forum basically said, the game is over, Burnley are going to go through.
How many Spurs fans are there on the forum?
Pretty much, actually, a couple hundred.
Okay. Manchester United fans are everywhere, so they're like little mosquitoes buzzing around. Okay, let's take some web comments first. Hybrid.
If Spurs misses
Keane.
if Keane goes
we
back
will
to Spurs,
definitely talk about that later. He'll be the one who
you
can
might as well bring back
turn Spurs
Berbatov
around.
as well, man.
Yeah, what's the deal? We were just going back to buy everybody
All
that
the
we
players
sold,
that we
isn't
sold,
it? Yeah.
No point talking about Demeter because he's already doing well in the best team in the EPL, if not the world. Okay, we know who he's a fan of. Ruud van Wong too. Yeah, 10 games unbeaten and 10 points off the top. Yay! And Ruud van Wong again. Grant is better than Rafa. Do you say winger or Wenger?
Wanker.
Oh, okay. In terms of statistics, after cutting the sack, Scolari did even worse and still maintained his managerial position. Appalled. I like the way he put appalled. Anyway, where's the Chelsea fans? Long time since I last saw them. That is true, Van Wong. Actually, somebody was supposed to come today, both from Liverpool as well as Chelsea. Liverpool, yes. Liverpool, I have to admit, fans are as unreliable as our team. So,
Well said.
So kind of they bumped up on us. And then Chelsea, I don't know what happened. Communication breakdown. Same thing as in the team.
Can't stand to be among the big four clubs.
But we no. You know what upset me actually?
They may be out. No, they may be out.
They may be out. Well, I was listening to the BBC over the weekend, and they were talking about the Super Bowl and how it's supposedly the most successful sporting league in throughout the sporting world. And they were also saying, okay, and this was the thing that upset me. They were like, it's different from the EPL because like in the past 8 years, it was all different winners, in the Super Bowl. Whereas in the EPL, it's dominated by 3 teams. And I was like, And then they said, Manchester United, Chelsea and Arsenal. Kapiao! Heartbreak.
But it's true. But it's true. If you look at the wins, I'm sorry, I'm not.
No, but I'm not saying anything.
I almost slammed my brakes. I was driving at the time. I was like, no! But yeah.
But how are you going to argue that fact? When's the last time you won a league title?
True.
Were you born?
No, I would like to say I wasn't born, but I was, unfortunately.
When was the last time you would finish second?
Hey, not so long ago.
That wasn't so long ago.
Maybe about
To be fair, that wasn't so
2
long
3
ago.
years, but yeah, we still aren't doing that well. We
Hey,
wanted to
you're
talk
2
about...
points off the top in second position. With,
But, okay, in all
what's it with
honesty...
Liverpool fans, huh?
No, the thing
You
is...
don't deserve to win it, I'm sorry.
No, we actually...
Take it away from them.
No, the thing is, right, I admit we've just been really lucky. We've been like winning games by the skin of our team.
Like other teams that
Scoring
won it
goals.
before have never been lucky. It's been like all pure, amazing
Skill. I don't know. I don't know. I want to win with pride, man. I want to win with pride. Okay, and
I think Settle just win any old how first and then you win.
Yeah.
thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we can't win with skill, right? Okay. Meanwhile, I'm going to settle this with Ben during. I'll go and get them drinks. So, yeah.